And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing secretary clearly isn't...
You're just...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're...
We are Miss Ningguang's private secretary.
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Jueyun Karst.
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti they commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Jueyun Karst. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibility.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a...
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Ever since we met Ms. Ganyu, even when it's time for her annual leave, she couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to...
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But...
It's because of this absurd work... When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for...
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the...
Speaking of Jueyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that...
Of course! We've been there lots of times!
That's good news. Could you go to Jueyun Karst and find Miss Ganyu? We're saved.
It's about...
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up our overtime pay.
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't she live in... We should hurry up. Paimon hopes we can find her there. Standing over there. That's Ganyu! Ganyu! Here you are!
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. I shouldn't. I have left the human world.
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary?
That's why you're here? You want me to come back?
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide... When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, my Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor. Or perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your words of comfort. After 1,000 years away, I came back to Jueyun Karst.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer, we're terribly sorry.
One merely jests. One felt your presence the moment you set foot upon the...
Wow, you...
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well. A matter leaves you at an impasse then. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. Yes. Since you are Ganyu's friend...
Cloud Retainer...
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a...
Oh, Paimon wants to hear...
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her.
Wow.
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to... The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the... So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights.
Cloud Retainer? Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
One's intention was merely...
Did the exact opposite. Impressive.
Be that so? But returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one is of your arrival. One cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst shall not. One will tell you more about her, if you should permit it. Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of Ganyu's thoughts. Alone, she will find her predicament hard to conquer.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue anyways, what's that training Ganyu is talking?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. She should be in the southern part of Mount Aozang right now.
Huh, is that so? Let's go take a look then. So here you...
Why did you come here? Is that so? This trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. The training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like...
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power... If you're ready, we shall begin the training.
A really awesome shooter!
If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised. Next on the agenda... completed the task. What do you think? I agree. You possess many qualities similar to those of Adepti.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud.
So there are more trials prepared by other Adepti?
No. The only Adeptus who's the conqueror of demons.
So it's Shadow. That cold-hearted loner? How come he...
I found him unapproachable at first, too. But I believe that being able to face it is already waiting me. Come along,
Of course we are. Let's go.
You're half an hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful ways.
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud.
I don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us.
Jealous, such a strict teacher.
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human. Always treading the line between... Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should...
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, the trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your body.
Yes. I'm ready.
Try it again. I can feel it in the air. Even the weather's changed.
Access denied. Don't waste it. completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation when only you can evaluate the result of this trial.
Understood.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your trainings.
Have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of...
Pesky visitor? So even here there are those...
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis. I've finally come upon the... Are all of you the Adepti of this mountain? Great! My name is Sin Chung. I came to ask...
Oh, so it's a pilgrim. He can handle any bad...
I'm also one of the Adepti.
Perfect! I didn't come in vain then. Although you sound... What blessings can you grant me?
Wow, straight to the point.
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions.
For free? Do you mean that you charge people for the...
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is, it would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for no reason.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man.
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk, or a person of your age, should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after fame.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak in beep? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who poses an Adeptus to cheat people out of their money? Ugh, how dare you reprove me? I bet you...
He might sort of have a point.
Enough. Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're...
Nobody... Don't let that guy ruin your mood.
It's not his... I thought that coming back to Juju's Karst and devoting myself to training would make me feel that being questioned by him made me realize that I... But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. As
It's true! Just
all right, I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor if I'm proven right. I'll return to Juju.
It's a step in the right direction.
I'm still...
Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there!
I suppose you have a point.
That's right! Where do you...
I've spent too much time in the mountains. Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with?
The smell of the sea breeze makes me...
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you look...
Well, I used to be so busy.
That's true!
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent being in a certain mood.
Why, isn't it? I wouldn't have thought I'd leave you here.
This old man called her Little Miss Ganyu.
Please don't all come. Allow me to introduce Uncle Tian.
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all.
Uncle Tian is a member of the Liyue Chasing. The Tian...
What? This grandpa is a member of the Chasing? Is the same rank as me?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion concerning my identity. Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. I have no wish to be followed around by those armed in most people's eyes. I'm just a forgetful.
Uncle Tian is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can replace a person of such noble character.
Oh, little Miss Ganyu.
Uncle Tian, a person of your standing should really stop.
Oh, my apologies. It's not intentional, just a chat. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position in chief.
Oh, so you've been friends for many decades now.
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the chasing secretary.
Talking about secretaries, I don't know if I should bring it up.
Yes, she works at Yua High Pavilion and she's my junior.
I don't know myself, really. May I trouble you to put her at Yua High Pavilion?
Pleasure. Solving the chasing problem.
Character. Just like that, huh? Let's listen.
Please be mindful of your personal safety.
I don't know why, but see?
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I heard that you've encountered some problems.
My father asked you, abusing his status as a member of the Qixing.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to...
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but...
So, what can you tell me about the problem?
Ugh, where should I start? There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of two stores, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique, without any evidence.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be...
Well, is there any
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way, then. Your enemy knows you best.
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique are old business rivals, competing for...
In that case... I know what you mean, Miss Ganyu.
Exactly. Let's start with Wanyo Boutique.
Yes, you're right.
Aha! I suppose you're about...
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly...
What? Second Life? Ugh. That rascal Dongsheng.
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and
Oh,
Huh. Is there anything...
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his dirty trick. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. Ugh, their every transaction. I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this
Oh, of course. Line by line and word. Here I found that exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. and he kept all the
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction.
I told you so.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supply...
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Balai.
Oh, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't...
I'm afraid I can't go.
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor.
Oh, that's so
You can't beat the atmosphere here.
Welcome. I'm usually happy.
Kingsa really is full of...
Hey, I heard that.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and...
Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me?
Your Dongsheng bought some furniture from...
Oh, it's about Second Life.
Sure enough, Mr. Bala. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice?
Of course you can. But... I'm not...
what's that?
I only do my woodwork and display finished As for old documents and such, I keep them all in a warehouse west of... But some troublemakers have recently moved there, invading my... Since you need that invoice anyway, it may be best to...
So that's what happened.
I'll leave you to it then. I need to get...
Take back the warehouse, find the invoice.
Wait, I think I saw one of those troublemakers.
Oh, Paimon sees them too. It's one of the Fatu.
They must be plotting something against Liu.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu.
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, we won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle. Besides, I can already feel my intuition as the secretary of the chief.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him.
Don't cross
Incoming. Hey! Cut to the chase.
It's time for a flash-free shield to
Incoming.
You've had enough. About time you tell us your plan.
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you were. If you don't spill whatever you're scheming against Liyue, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth.
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatui...
Fine. If you really want to know, then, well, I was about to.
About to...
Pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to come up with such a silly excuse.
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning, and I heard that there were fresh... Think about it. I'm here alone, and Jinxa Village is nothing more than a...
Judging by how he's looking at us, it does seem like...
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? I swear, I only came here to pick berries.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse after all.
I misjudged the situation and offended you. Our exchange only represents my—
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the Ministry of
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may try to—
Paimon's in!
Darn you. How can you wear that solemn face while
What's your choice, then?
I'll get back to my berries.
What a bittersweet—
I made a laughingstock out of myself.
No worries. It's always nice to teach the—
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's— Wheel of Life.
So this is the warehouse. Seems like those troublemakers were nothing more than a few hair churros. Let's show them what we got.
With sword comes shadow.
Incoming.
Give up. Don't waste my time.
Good. Good. Cut to the chase.
Give up. It's nothing. Give up. Your life is mine.
Incoming. All clear. Quick, let's look around for the invoice. This one is an invoice from One Min Restaurant. Some dining tables and chairs. That's not it. This one is Wangsheng Funeral Parlors. Oh, so they make coffins too. This one is Second Lives. We
I hope it wasn't—
I promise to help you, and I'll keep my word. Look, it's the invoice. Agreed. How about—
Isn't it Huixing from the— I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declaration— I do hope that my business won't be affected by any—
Groundless accusations. But I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately.
No. No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion.
What? Proven guilty?
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling. Time for the finishing blow.
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
I'm...
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction...
I didn't think you'd find out. I didn't
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Miss...
The lie? That him? He's got his own...
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a... I don't think you'll need my guidance for what...
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ganyu.
That's good.
I must... Your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and executed it so...
It's actually one of your father's.
My fault?
Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each other down. That's how Uncle Tien managed to keep his position in the Chiefs. I figured that as Uncle Tien's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's strategy. So, I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play it out.
I can see it now. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu.
Ganyu solved both Huishin's work and...
Oh, you've helped me so much.
That's not necessary. No need.
Then let me treat you to a meal.
All right, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat.
If it's just a meal, there's no...
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk.
All right.
Miss Ganyu, thank you for accepting my invitation. And as for the...
Sure!
That's so kind of you, Huishin.
Truth be told, apart from thanking you for...
Oh? If there's anything I can help...
Oh, no, I don't really need help. Could you just...
With pleasure.
Even though I have the utmost respect for my father, I've only decided to join the Yuhai Pavilion staff.
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
However, in reality, I can't compare myself to such an outstanding...
I disagree. You're a...
Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tien is a...
Influenced by my youthful ideals, she followed my footsteps. At first, I was... But after all that happened this time, I've made...
So, what made you change your mind?
The fact that she'll have you, Ms. Ganyu, as her senior colleague. You'll help her, gentle as always, and tell her your mom would be such a beautiful moment. If it's not too much to ask for, she might still need your guidance.
Huishin, I never thought that I'm...
Just like when you showed me my father's trick. Having you...
Witness. It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Liyue Harbor, but I've always regarded it as... Huishin, you don't know how important those words are to me. You've made me realize that I share another connection with the people. They rely on me. Except...
Of course. You're irreplaceable to us.
That's...
Hooray! Ganyu's finally cheered...
Even if I've really been supplanted, I wish to fight. I won't let you down. I'm going to fulfill my contract and keep working as the Qixing secretary. Regardless, I'll go... I'm afraid that it might have all become a mess. No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving already?
Elisha, are you okay? Look! Look who's back!
You even have enough time for leisure? It seems you three are a suitable replacement for me after all.
Not at all.
We wouldn't have survived long enough to see you again.
Miss Ganyu, we've missed you.
That's so kind of you all. Given we've only met once.
We've been praying day and night for you to return and take over your duties again.
To us, you're like an adeptus coming down to the human world to...
Forget all our envious complaints from before.
All right. Oh, please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs. I'll take care of the rest.
Of course.
Oh, finally.
Yes. I'd like to earnestly thank you, Traveler. To think that I'd gained a human friend outside of... I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at hand.
Sure, but are you ever...
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it, shall we?